गोपी जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज धर रञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tarodayam Udare Nastapaya Bhadretu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamastoke Bhakti Bhavatane Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karote Vachalam Pangam Langerate Giri Yatkripatamahamam Mande Shri Guru Dina Karanam Sarmananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. I seek blessing from all the devotees so that I can speak Bhagavatam in the Parampara for the pleasure of Krishna and the devotees and my own purification. Today we will be reciting the first canto, 19th chapter, appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, sloka number 33. Yasham samsmarani pumsham sandhya sudanati vani graha kim purna darshana sparsha pada saucha sandati vihi esam samsmarat pusham sandhya sudanti Vaigraha Kim Purna Darshana Sparsha Pada Sauch Sannada Vihi Esam Samsmaran Pumsham Sandhya Sudanti Vaigraha Kim Purna Darshana Sparsha Pada Saucha Sannade Vihi. Word by word meaning. Esha, of whom, samsmaran, by remembrance, pumsham, of the person, sandeha, instantly, sudanti, cleanse, vai, certainly, graha, all the houses, kim, what, punha, then, darshana, meeting, sparsha, touching, pada, the feet, saucha, washing, Asana adibitaha, by the offering of a seat, etc. Translation and purport by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Simply by remembering you, our house becomes instantaneously sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home. The importance of holy place of pilgrimage is due to the presence of great saints and saints. It is said that the sinful person go to the holy place and leave their sins there to accumulate. But the presence of the great saint disinfects their accumulated sins. And thus the holy place continued to remain sanctified by the grace of the devotee and saint present there. If such saints appears in the home of a holy worldly people, certainly the accumulated sins of such a worldly enjoyer become neutralized. Therefore, the holy saints actually have no self-interest with the householders. The only aim of such saint is to sanctify the house of the householder, and the householder therefore should feel grateful. And when such saints and sages appear at their doors, a householder who dishonors such a holy order is a great offender. A householder who dishonors such holy orders is a great offender. It is enjoined, therefore, the householder who does not bow down before a saint at once must undergo fasting for the day in order to neutralize the great offenses. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalasakya Tachurumalitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadambayam Tadam Visham Madam Kiyam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yota Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagaradatam Sargana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Tajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sargana Lalita Shri Vishakamcha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sudevi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadra Bhacha Kripa Sundevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vachari Gautta Bandha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Namo Pangajanabhaya, Namo Pangajamalini, Namo Pangajanetraya, Namaste Pangajangriye. Hare Krishna, welcome once again for the Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. Today we'll be discussing on the first canto, 19th chapter, sloka number 33. Very important and a lot of insight for us. We'll be learning from these slokas. It's very interesting to us. These slokas spoken by Parishit Maharaj. Parishit was out of deep devotion, detachment, maturity. How these are the qualities of the Parishit Maharaj. Parishit Maharaj was his deep devotion, number one, his detachment and maturity. Because of that, he considered the curse as a blessing and he retired from the active political responsibility. Here also, now as a grahasthas, when you want to move to Vanaprasada, you have to have these three qualities, then only we can get detached. One is deep devotion, second is detachment, and third one is maturity. And his son, he made his son Janamejaya as a king. Come and sat on the back, and then he came and sat on the banks of the Ganges. He has expressed his desire to several Brahmanas and sages assembled there. What was his desire? I just want to know what is the duty of a person of all his life and what is the duty of a person about to die. So these are the two questions Parishit Maharaj asked. It's nothing but how to live and how to die, or how to live. All the sages don't know how to answer to this question, and they were looking, someone has to come and answer to this. So they were looking at the direction. So that is the time the Sukadeva Goswami made an entry, and he sat on his seat, and Parishit received Sukadeva Goswami with great respect, as he was a son of Vyasudev, and with same respect he asked a question, the same question what he asked, what is the duty of how to live and how to leave this world. So, before asking the question, he expressed that the great fortune to have his darshan and such a great soul, Sukadeva Goswami, in the last 1 week of his life. He was so jubilant and he was grateful to Sukadeva Goswami that he is going to spend time with Sukadeva Goswami, the great sage. So this is the background about this chapter, and move forward. Let's understand little more detail about that. So whenever we read Bhagavad Gita, we should ask ourselves: are we Arjuna or Kuru's party? So we should go in the mood of Arjuna, that Krishna is instructing me, but we are not. But we are in the Kuru's party, so even after hearing could not follow it. That is our weakness. It is similarly, we think we have the Arjuna capacity to reject Burvashi, but we have so much of tendency to enjoy whatever we see. So that is the present way. Who are walking on the road, there are so many advertisements, so many shops on the both the sides of the road, which attracts, and whatever they see, they just walk in and buy. So nowadays, the more and more big malls and places are coming where people not even check the price. Simply, they have provided the varieties of items. They just pick it up and walk out. So this is what it stays at. So instead of capacity to reject Urusi, we have so much tendency to enjoy whatever we see. So this is the point we have to note it out. Therefore, we should be in the fallen mood. That I am not Arjuna. I might be the Kauravas. I was in the battlefield and died. So that's how I taken another birth in this world. Similarly, while hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, sages say that Kali Yuga peoples are Mandas Manda. That means we are the Manda more than the Karmis, because we understood the philosophy and we got the path, but we are not following the path. Karmis don't know anything, so they are not following it. So we cannot blame them because they don't know anything, but we know everything and we are not following. That is the biggest misfortune for us. But only fortune is that we have made a fortune by being blessed with the bhakti devotional service. So we got the devotional service, with that only we are the biggest fortunate. So here the Bhagavad Gita, it is between the Arjuna and Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam is between Sukadeva Goswami and Parishit Maharaj. In the first canto, the Sukadeva Goswami will not speak. Okay, he starts speaking from the second canto, first verse onwards. The first verse he says about that, thank you for question. So he said that very good question, yours, very nice. Your question is very nice, he said. And further to that, he said that in the second verses, he gives a very big, heavy messages that these householders passes their night by sleeping, and the daytime they work hard to make money. So this is the Kali Yuga's people. And in the fourth verse he said that the children, wife, all relatives are fallible soldiers. That means they are temporary, they will one day they will die. So they are not our blessing. So we cannot depend on them. So this type of heavy subject is talking in the second canto. Hence the first canto is preparation for us to hear from the Sukadeva Goswami. It is more of warming up. So any sports athletics, before going for actual activity, they will warm their body so that they'll get ready for getting that. Similarly, these sages are made us warming up so that we can hear from Sukadeva Goswami of every subject. So Sukadeva Goswami is a Radharani's parrot. That a couple of days back we were discussing the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami, where what is Sukadeva Goswami? Is none other than the parrot who sits on the left hand of the Radharani. He is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. It is like a servant where also they will be in the mood of the masters. Similarly, Sukadeva Goswami also in the mood of the thing. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna. Okay, is by the Lord. But here Srimad Bhagavatam was by the Radharani's representative, nothing other than the Sukadeva Goswami. So how much weightage is there? So there it is Krishna, this is Radharani's representative. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is in the mood of the Radharani itself. So all the subjects we got, it is all heavy subjects for us. So that's why we call it as a postgraduate. Chaitanya Charitamrita we call it as a postgraduate subject. Here the King Prataprudra was rejected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas Sukadeva Goswami accepted Parikshit Maharaj and accepted him. The reason is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met King Prataprudra, he was in kingly thing. Once he renounced everything, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted. In this case, Parikshit Maharaj, when he came to the Ganges, he's already renounced all this kingly dress and he came as a mendicant, sat to listen. That's why Sukadeva Goswami accepted. A couple of days back, in the slokas, we were discussing what the sages, duty of the sages, what are the qualities of the sages we were discussing. So you can rewind and say that they don't like that opulences, they look at the pure devotee of the kings or saint, rich people. So these are the background we are saying. Then even in Vrindavan, whenever you travel, you hear about Radha Radhe. People pronounce Radha Radhe because Vrindavan, when Krishna reasons in this world, he asks Radharani to join, but Radharani says that if I have to come to Bhuloka, then I need Govardhan, Yamuna and Vrindavan. So Krishna agreed, okay, you take. So that's how Vrindavan came to this material world, and that's why people are so glorified that whoever speaks, they speak about Radhe Radhe. So this is the background about that. And the first canto is, as I said, that it is a warming up. Okay, it is purely to get ready to hear from Sukadeva Goswami. Srimad Bhagavatam is not a normal some story book where just to open the book start reading. No, we need lot of provocation even to hear also, even to speak also. So it's like the first canto talk about the questions of by sages, and they are inviting us to drink the Srimad Bhagavatam, the nectar. So Amala Purana, it's a nectarian thing we need to drink. So second chapter is a heavy dosage. Okay, so when Corona came, all are given ransom, so many heavy dosage to kill the virus. Similarly, we have got much more than those kind of virus with us in our mind and intelligence. So we need such a powerful word from the Sukadeva Goswami so that it kills the germs, it kills the virus. So that is one. In the first canto, again going back to the first canto, what is the first canto? Just summarizing, because we are about to end the first canto, so just capture that whatever we heard from last so many months of this Bhagavatam classes. In the chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. When Indra was released from the distress, so by Krishna, what to speak of us? Even we can also be relieved from the distresses. So that's why we call that please come and worship Krishna. We invite all the people, no, please come and worship, because he is the one can remove us from the distress, all the problems. Okay. Chapter 4, we talk about Narada and Vyasadeva. Here Vyasadeva got frustrated because he wrote so many Vedas, Puranas, Itikasas, everything he spoke. But in spite of that, he was not happy at all. So Narada came and he was giving that you are not glorified the Lord. So that's how this fourth chapter goes on then. The message for us is devotee, the material knowledge will not give any pleasure to you, any satisfaction, any happiness to you. Only spiritual knowledge only can give you happiness, satisfaction and joy. So that we have to understand. That's why we have to start reading this. The fifth chapter talks about Narada Muni and Vyasadeva, the interactions on that, and Narada Muni said that you might have written so many Vedas. Okay, so Vyasdeva might have written so many Vedas, but when the Guru comes, he has to surrender. So he should be humble and surrendered. So chapter 5 talks about the humble surrendering to Guru. So okay, that one. Chapter 6 we have discussed about the story about Narada. How Narada in the previous birth he was a maid servant son, and when the Chaturmasa time the sages used to come, his mother used to cook and serve them, and Narada also got the opportunity to take the remnant from the sages. That's how the prema, Krishna's prema, he got it. So the maid servant, here that Bhagavatam says that even son of the maid was there in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. That means even he also entered in the topic of it. The qualification by serving the devotee, that what the basic requirement is to have the qualification to serve the devotees. So every chapter gives a message for the devotees to what we have to do so that we get the Krishna Prema. And chapter 7 talks about the Ashwatthama was punished. So we know that Mahabharata, Ashwatthama was the son of Drona's son. So he was in the Pandavas Kuru side, and he killed Draupadi's 5 children when they were sleeping. As per Dharma, you should not kill somebody sleeping. So he went and thinking that they are the 5 Pandavas, instead of thinking to please Duryodhana, he went and in the middle of the night he killed, chopped out all the heads of the 5 children. So masquerade he did, and he went and told Duryodhana what he did. Duryodhana was upset because he is also follow the rules and the Vedas. So he studied. So he is not happy with that what he said. Then the message came to Arjuna. He went and caught him and brought in front of Draupadi, and that is the time Draupadi feel bad, and she said that okay, he is the son of our Guru, Brahmana, so we should not punish him, let him get away. But Krishna is telling that he is going on asking, Arjuna, you tell me what we have to do, Bhima what we have to do, Draupadi what. So one by one questions will come, and Draupadi says that how I am suffering by losing the children, same way Arjuna, this Ashwatthama mother also feels when he dies. So this was the conversation. So here in this story we'll come to know that even we should forgive the enemy. Okay, she knows her own children have been killed, but he is the enemy, but still she forgives us. This is a message from this chapter. Chapter number 8 is that prayer by the Queen Kunti. So it's also a very powerful chapter. It is the first chapter. The first chapter talks about the titled as a prayer. The chapter title is a prayer. Prayer by the Queen Kunti. And the first female, the first itself is a female. Kunti is submitting the prayers. So generally we have this gender differentiation. But we know that Kunti means Karna, she delivered. So from son of Suryadev. So, but we never validated how great she is. So from the Queen Kunti's story, we'll come to know how great that prayer. One of the prayers we recite on that every day in our Srimad Bhagavatam also. Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. It's a very nice prayer. She's praying to Krishna. So this is what is we have to understand from this chapter. And chapter 9 talks about the passing away of Bhishma Dev. So that's also very nice pastime where he was in the bed of arrows. It's not a normal bed. Even when we are old, we can't sleep in normal bed also. Such a pathetic condition will be. But Bhishmadev was sleeping on the bed of arrows, and he was giving gyan to Yudhishthira Maharaj about dharma. Also, even in the deathbed, this message for us is even in deathbed you can get devotion. You can do devotion. Not get, you can do devotion. So, thinking that we generally, one tooth pain, we stop chanting. One small wound or fracture thing hurt in the leg or hand, we stop doing. So that is not the way. From this message, we should understand that even in deathbed also we can do devotion. An arrow of bed, how he can die peacefully even in that state. So that's what, when you are connected to devotion, even the death will be very peaceful to you. The 10th chapter talks about the departure of Krishna to Dwaraka. So Krishna is walking from the Hastinapura to Dwaraka in a chariot. So all the ladies of Hastinapura, they were glorifying the Krishna. So you don't have to be king or sages to be in the books of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even simple ladies, they can be in the books. So that means so much of importance by doing devotion. And the 11th chapter talks about Krishna entering to Dwaraka. Here, when he enters Dwaraka, that all the artists, drama artists, singers, instrumental players, and so many professional people of different organizations, they're all doing the worshipping the Krishna. So the message for us is anybody can worship Krishna, no matter what is your profession. So that's why people think that only Brahmana can worship Krishna. No. Even by doing duty, whatever your thing, still you can worship Krishna. So that is the thing, message. In this chapter we are getting it. The 12th chapter talks about the birth of Parshit. It's very great. So even in the womb of Uttara, Krishna protected him. So Parshit was looking for Krishna. He's searching whom he has a darshan. So even in the womb he can do the devotion. That is a message for us. The Dhritarashtra life, whole life is wasted it. Okay. But still at the end he could be able to do it. Just 5 days he perfected his life. So we as a devotees, neophyte devotees, they'll think that, oh, I already crossed 40, I crossed 50, 60, so many years I wasted, how do I get Krishna Prem? No. It is not that when you make an entry to the Krishna consciousness, it is how serious you are. Is that I am chanting attentively? Is that I am hearing Bhagavatam regularly? This is the regularly and nicely, this is what the matters. It is nothing to do with your age to get a Krishna Prema. The 14th chapter talks about the disappearance of Krishna. So here it tells us that even the Krishna is gone, Bhagavatam is with us. So we can have darshan of Krishna. So that is the confidence we have to get it. In 15th chapter it talks about the Arjuna remembering Krishna, that Bhagavad Gita was born. When Arjuna was there, in Kurukshetra, they were discussing. So don't wait for this yugas to change. Okay, Kali Yuga I cannot do devotion. Let me go to Satya Yuga. Let this Yuga pass. I will go to Satya Yuga. There I will do devotion. No, you don't have to wait till the Satya Yuga comes. In this Yuga itself, you can take the advantage of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita and get perfect and go back to Godhead. So chapter number 16 and 17, it talks about the dealings of Kali Purusha with Parshit Maharaj. So it's very interesting. Lot of message we were discussing this chapter because message from Parshit Pata, what he is trying to teach us. The Parshit also thought that Kali is bad. Generally we brand, okay, so and so bad. We look at others are bad. So Parshit also declared it. But The process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That, okay, that is available in Kali Yuga. So with that process, it is so easy that anybody can chant in any time, anywhere, so that they can perfect their life and go back to God. Sometimes people feel that we are Indians, our Indian culture should be there, so that we will practice devotion nicely. Because good old days before British came, we were having Indian our own culture where village and all. I still hear from the elders people that they have free in the evening they will sit together and chat, talk about Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita, and also Mahabharata they will discuss, and the household ladies they will join together, they will read about Mahabharata. My grandmother and all, she read Mahabharata. All their sisters they gather in the evening, they will read Mahabharata at home, Ramayana at home. Even my mother's completed all the Srimad Bhagavatam, all the cantos, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita many times. So many books she read. So it is that's how people wanted to let the Indian culture be there, so that we can know it is not that way. Whatever is situation is fine. The British came, they were ruled the whole world. That's how everybody learned English. Now everybody can able to chant Hare Krishna Mahamatra because the language is common to everybody. So English become universal language, and Srila Prabhupada also translated all the Sanskrit slokas into English, and now it is translated with the respective mother tongues. Okay, so it's all possible. So we should accept that it changes also, and it's all good for us only. So we should. This is the message we learn from this chapter, and the last 18th chapter, Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by the Brahmana boy. This is another very turning point of that whole chapter, that Parikshit was cursed by Brahmana boy. The situation, if you are watching that, Parikshit went to the Samikrishi ashramam, he put the dead snake on his head. And if anybody in that situation also, they will surely curse him. Okay. But when the chapter 19 came, the Parikshit Maharaj was not retaliated on the curse. Okay, he accepted the curse as a boon, and he renounced his kingly position and went to the Ganges, sat and started hearing the Bhagavatam. So these chapters were first cantos. No, it is nothing but I was telling initially. It is a warming up before hearing, because Sukadeva Goswami's words are very powerful, very heavy, which we cannot digest it, accept it as it is. So that's why this all the things, how we can get bhakti in whatever states we are in. So that is what is there. So here Parikshit said, "Oh my dear Sukadeva, just remembering your pure devotee like you, just remembering pure devotee like you, this Parikshit Maharaj telling to Sukadeva Goswami, our houses are purified. Just by remembering itself, our houses is purified. Any contamination house or householder's life is purified by association of, by remembering the saint like you. So he is glorifying just by remembering you itself, we are getting purified. Just remembering our heart is getting purified. Our house is purified. Our heart is purified. We are purified. By our heart is purified. What to speak of having darshan like you? So remembering darshan is even so much fortunate. Seeing you, touching you, more than seeing what are they doing. He is touching that Sukadeva Goswami, washing his feet. And we could be fortunate of such a person. So only fortunate people get that opportunity. Who have access to privilege of receiving a pure devotee. Only fortunate people get that privilege to receive the saintly people. So Parikshit in this sloka, what is telling? He is declaring the fortune of whom somehow or the other in contact with such person. He is saying that somehow or the other, please invite the sages to your house and get associates. So such a thing. We are really fortunate that when we came to KR Puram, there's an opportunity was there when Banswami Maharaj was visiting Bangalore Narasimha temple, and our president was so merciful. He asked, he has made an arrangement to visit our house, and he came and performed uh, uh, Sudarshana and Narasimha Yagna, and also he gave Bhagavatam class in our house. He had a prasadam with us. So this is what we have to understand. As a Grihastha, even in present time, the great sages, we have to invite them and feed them, watch their lotus feet, give them seeds so that they can speak Bhagavatam to us. So these are the things what we are supposed to. This sloka talks about that, because we are contaminated. By inviting them, we get our house is getting purified, our heart is getting purified. So many things are happening. So the pure devotee of Krishna carries lotus feet of Krishna. Why we have to invite? Because in their heart Krishna is present. They are so pure in their heart that they can purify others' hearts also. Imagine that, because our heart is so much of envy, greed, anger, all 6 anarthas, they are fully filled. How to clean? It is not a sabun, okay, rin or wheel, we can put it and wash it. No, it is not possible. Only a pure devotee who is carrying the Krishna in a heart, he can only transform our heart into pure. Transform Krishna into us. So, to remove all the anarthas in our heart. So, the remembrance of the pure devotee, seeing of pure devotee, touching the pure devotee, washing the lotus feet of pure devotee, giving seed to the pure devotee, all these things are purifying our consciousness. This is a message from this sloka to understand. One has to honor the great devotee like Sukadeva Goswami. Parikshit, being exemplary devotee, he honored the great devotee Sukadeva Goswami with sweet words. When they come, we have to talk in sweet words. Nantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. This is a message from this sloka, what we have to learn from this sloka. Thank you, Krishna. Any questions? We can press the left extreme or cross will be there.